if you could rob anyone in the cast, who would you most want to rob and what would you steal from them?
In the
Well,
cast.
definitely him.
Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
Obviously.
Why obviously Affleck? And then what would you take from him?
Because it's been revealed to both of us that he actually has walls in his house that are stacked with money.
I don't think we were supposed to say that on national TV.
I think I just heard them laughing.
What would you steal from Ben?
His
My
jackets.
jacket.
Nice. Jackets is what I would go for.
It looks
He's
like
got a
it
great
almost
taste
looks
in
like you
jackets.
kind of stole his jacket. If I'm being honest with you.
Interesting. Yes. No, we're that close. We dress alike.
I like that. I would love to have one of those jackets.
You didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo. See, when you guys do quadruple frontier, then I'll be in. The
Going back, we're doing double frontier.
we'll do the prequel, and then we'll do. I like this.
No, well, he's the richest, obviously, and he's, he also is, he's also got all that sweet gambling money.
You know, Charlie carries around a lot of money for playing cards, so he's probably the one with the most cash.
Nice, just on hand.
Otherwise, you're just gonna have credit cards.
That's
and
fair.
not much-
That's
yeah.
fair. There is a great scene in the movie where they talk about the price of being a warrior. And I'm curious to flip that. If you're going to get in this business, what is the price you have to pay to be an actor?
That's a really great question, and one that I think you could get into a lot of trouble answering earnestly, because of course we're so fortunate, and it's such an honor to be able to do what you love for a living. But it does require a lot of sacrifice. Very, very simply, just the fact that you have to travel a lot. I had the better the year, the more sacrifice. I mean, I had a great year last year where I made 4 films, but I spent 2 weeks at home the entire year, and that can have a really negative effect on one's personal life.
Rejection, a lot of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one
Yeah,
at first.
for sure.
And like kind of feeling okay with that.
Yeah.
Or not.
Do you guys still get rejected at this point in your career? Is that something you still have to face?
Rejected in the comments section of the internet.
A lot of good rejection going on there.
Yeah, but they're idiots anyway, so you don't.
Listen,
Yeah, you don't.
actors train for that. It's very similar to the special forces, who train for life and death scenarios. We spend
Hurts
years and
just as
years
much.
auditioning, getting rejected. Yeah, for looking at the comments.
Yeah.
I would imagine whenever you are playing special forces, there are a lot of really cool skills that you're going to have to learn in order to make yourself look legit. You guys have played amazing roles over your career. What is the coolest skill you've had to learn for one of your parts that when the movie was over, you're like, I know how to do this now?
For me, Travis picking, which is a style of guitar picking that I didn't know how to do before I did Llewyn Davis. It's like puzzle thing, where you're kind of trying to, it's like rubbing your stomach and patting your head at the same time.
Can you still do it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, why didn't I get any skills? I guess we learned to shoot in this movie, which is pretty cool. We actually practiced with live ammunition on a target range with these special forces guys, and it was interesting. Everyone got kind of competitive. It was fun though. It's like it really taught us to be much more responsible, I think, and careful about the weapons, because it's easy to get a little cavalier. Sometimes they're plastic guns. They always have blanks. They're on the set. You get a little
pointing at people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when you train with real weapons, with people who teach you how to treat them with respect, you have a whole different approach.
There's a great scene in the movie that sort of Oscar is trying to get the gang back together, and he almost has to convince every single one of you really why you should take on this mission. You guys have been a part of some truly incredible films, amazing roles. What's the role you most had to be talked into?
For me, it was Papillon, because I thought that film had been adapted so successfully and so beautifully in the past, and I wasn't sure and I'm still not sure how wise it was to go and revisit it, but I just, really, really liked the director, and was so excited about the prospect of getting to work with Rami that I did it, in spite of my misgivings.
I thought it was great.
I think it's a good film.
Yeah.
I think it's a good film, and I think that there's enough in it that allows it to stand on its own 2 feet. We had an independent. It was an independent adaptation. It wasn't a remake. So,
I think mine, it was very tricky to jump onto something like Pan. When I was approached to play a younger version of a Hook, even though everybody that was involved, I really wanted to work with Joe Wright. But to play a younger sort of version of Captain Hook that was to be sort of a little more Midwestern, one that Joe described, that if he wasn't in Neverland, he'd be happy riding on a horse through the Midwest. Like, this was very tricky to wrap my head around, and so, you know, that'd be my choice.
What is the role that you most had to be talked into in your career?
Into my career.
Just my career in general. Somebody laid it out for me and was like, what do you think?
I feel it's mostly been me trying to talk other people into giving me a career. It's the other way around.
Well, I'm so glad they did, guys. The movie is absolutely incredible, and it makes my job so much easier when you guys make great movies, which you always do. So really, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Always, you're good guys. Thank you.